Okay. Good morning, everybody. We're going to start today. Strictly middle of a so we're going to do a quick recap. We had yesterday Machlekes Rebbe and Tanakama down on the base on the bottom, towards the bottom. We had a Machlekes Rebbe and the Tanakama of his Bryce over there, whether they move the Yoris Gedolos to the Yom Chisa, or it keeps the same with. No, if Erev Shabbos falls out on Yudalid, if Yudalid falls out on Erev Shabbos, don't forget. If Yudalid falls out on Erev Shabbos, do you put the Yoris Gedolos with the Kfarim, with the small cities back to Yom Chisa and make the Tezvavniks, so they can't land on Shabbos, laying on Yudalid by themselves, or the Yoris Gedolos and Krachim laying together on Erev Shabbos on Yudalid, and only the Kfarim move back. And Rebbe's svara was, we don't move the Yoris Gedolos. We don't move the Yoris. That's why he doesn't want to move back to the Yom Chisa. That was his svara why he didn't want to do it. Practically, we're like 10 lines out, maybe the Savar Rebbe. I mean, my grandmother said that. I don't know. Yeah, kids are fire. The Savar Rebbe Yara is like the Chinon, the Yom Chisa. You say that Rebbe doesn't hold that you push back the Yoris to the Yom Chisa ever. But Tanya Choli is Shabbos. We learned that if Yudal falls out on Shabbos, Mamish Kvarim and Yom Chisa, the Kvarim, the small cities, go back to Thursday. But Yoris Gedolos Karim by Erev Shabbos, and the big cities land on Erev Shabbos. So you have 3 separate days. Again, Tezvav is Sunday, so Mukhavas Chaim laying on their day. That's not a chiddush. But the Kfarim go back, and the Yaris go laying on Yudalit. Rabbi Amrani, I say not like this. Once the Yaris Gedalis are moving already from Shabbos to Friday, make everyone together go back to Yom Knisa and make it B'Revam Hadis Melech. Once it's being moved. So notice we see that Rabbi does move the Ayaris Gedalos, right? We just said that Rabbi doesn't want to move it. That's why he has to make that the Krachim and the Ayaris Gedalos lay the same day when Yudah falls on Erev Shabbos. Over here you see a price that Rabbi does move it back. Over there, the Zman is Shabbos. So you're not laning a Bizmanim anyway. So over there, once it's pushed off, you push it back already. You're not laning in the Zman. But I'm never going to move it out of its man unless I need to, unless it's Shabbos. Not just to accommodate the Tezvav, and they shouldn't land together. The Hachazman Erev Shabbos. In the Brisa, he argues with the Tanakama that's in the first Brisa that we mentioned, that he makes it Krachim and the Ayaris Gedolos lay in the same day because he doesn't want to move the Ayaris back to Thursday. That's because the Ikazman of the Ayaris is Baybayim, is Erev Shabbos Yudal. So why should I move? But when Yudal is on Shabbos, which today doesn't work, we never have Yudal on Shabbos anymore, right? Right. So so when Yudal falls out on Shabbos, because it's not being laid on the day anyway, so make it already on Thursday with everybody else, with the small cities. Come on, Azla. So who does this following go to? Hada Amar Rav Chelbai, Amar Rav Huna. The following member that Rav Chelbai Amar Rav Huna said, who's it go according to? Purim Shechal Liyas b'Shabbos Hakol Nitchin Liyayim Hachnisa. Everyone goes back to Yom Chisa. In fact, Hakol Nitchin Sakadad. You're saying everyone goes back. But Zichanat, because the Akim Kafin, the Avil Macher. There's no reason to move the test. No reason to move them. Everyone who gets pushed should get pushed back to Yom Chisa. Come on, Rabbi. That's what Rabbi said. We just said the Brisa. Rabbi said that once I move Ayaris from Shabbos to Friday, we already moved to Thursday, like with the Kfarim. And the Kfarim always go back to Yom Chisa. Not always, but I'm saying the Kfarim always go back. The Kuli Amal Lamaisa, we have a bunch of different shitas when you're laying Shabbos, Erev Shabbos. But the Kuli Alma Mia Megillah b'Shabbos like Kanina. We never had one shita. We had 3 different rices at a Mishnah, but we never had anyone that said that we laid on Shabbos. The question is why? My timer. Amar Rabba. What's the reason why we don't lay on Shabbos? Amar Rabba. Hakol Chayav and Mekriyas Megillah. Everyone is mechayiv to be mak in the Megillah. Or we take out the Mekriyas Shavuot. Ve'einu Hakol B'kiyin B'Mikra Megillah. But not everyone knows how to lay Megillah. Gezeda Shem Yitlan B'Yadai. Maybe he's going to come to take it on Shabbos. So if he doesn't have an Erev in his town, and he opens the Megillah, he sees that he's getting stuck, he doesn't know how to lane, he's going to run to the Rav and ask him how to lane the Megillah. Time of the shofar, this is why we don't blow shofar on Shabbos. Time of the lulav, this is why we don't shake lulav on Shabbos. This is why we don't. This is all again. This is all not in the Beis Hamikdash. They would, but chutz Beis Hamikdash, they made it clear not to do lulav, shofar, and Megillah outside on Shabbos. And Yosef Amar, he has another reason why we don't lay Megillah. on Shabbos. Because the eyes of the Aniyim, they wait for the Megillah to get the it's payday for them, right? They go around collecting on Yom Megillah. What? Matanas of Yanim, yeah. This is Mikra Megillah. So therefore, and they're not going to be able to lay it on Shabbos. It's going to be a big. They're not going to get right. No one has money on Shabbos. So Taisus asks, just the shot. I mean, we don't use Taisus, but what's enough kamina? What's the basis of adding? So he adds that even on the Har Bayis, that's enough kamina.
No, it's
right. What's he adding? Right. No, what's he adding? No, what's wrong with Rabbi's reason? Right. Rabbi has to rely on Rabbi for Shofar and Lulav. Right. So I think it makes sense because in Mikdash on the Har Bayis, in the base of Mikdash, there's no Rabbi's reason doesn't apply because, like I said, we both Shofar Sheikh Lulav on the Har Bayis in the base of Mikdash. Which is interesting because Allah can't bring any money belt, but I guess you could bring in some. Obviously, I'm fine. That's the reason why we don't lay in Megillah on Shabbos. Even though we lay in they say the Kfarim go early, right? To the Yom Mechnisa. We still collect the Matan Sevim and we give it out on that day. Even though based on what we said, it's not afapi, it's hainuhat. That's the reason why. Everything about adarabba. Mishum the amrulay. No, that's why, because we said that we lay Megillah early, that's why we have to be mechalkin on the day Megillah. Ella, because we said that the Kfarim go back to Yom Echnisa, we collect and we distribute Matanas of Yanim on the day of Kriyas Megillah. This is Mikra Megillah, because the eyes of the Aniyim are looking towards and excited for Mikra Megillah to get Matanas of Yanim. Avo. Simcha and in Haggis El Bizmana, but the mitzvah of Simcha, Mishta, all that stuff, the other mitzvahs of Yom is only on Yidal. Again, because the whole tachlis is just to make it easier for them. So this Purim, you can make it, there's no tercha to make it Yidal. You're making it home. There's no reason to schlep in. Right? The whole reason why we said you don't have to come in, because you don't have to come in again. You don't have to come in for Sudas Purim. Amar Rab.
And it's really even more than that. It's really the families.
They really what? We should do that. But then there's no reason, Bechal. There's no reason, yeah. If you're leaning on your dalid, then you can even do it biyachid. Because you're being mitzvah, I guess, l'chayra is, I don't know if she says this, because you're being...
She said, oh,
so he does it. Because he mitzvah basically with the whole island, even though no one else is leaning in your house, but because the whole is leaning, it's considered Pesum Nisa. But if you're going to lane on your Aleph, you basically Gimel, because you're Kfar knows you have a head to lane, it has to do with a minion. What happened? It doesn't matter, you have to lane Basara. There was a Ma'aseh and Rav was Chayshish to Rasi, and he made a minion even though it was on Yudalid. Like no, me Amar Rav Hachi, did Rav say that you need a minion on Yudalid? V'Amar Rav Yehuda Bereid Rav Shmuel Vashelis Mishmei de Rav. Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav, Purim Shechalias B'Shabbos, in a day, and when Yudalid falls out on Shabbos, Erev Shabbos Manam. Erev Shabbos is the Zman. Erev Shabbos Manam, V'Hal Shabbos Manam. Erev Shabbos is not the Zman. We just said Yudalid falls out on Shabbos, so Shabbos is the Zman. Elalav Hachikamar. What he means to say is as I. Shaloi B'Zmanim K'Zmanim. The not Zman is like the Zman. Mazman afilu b'yachid, av shalei b'zman afilu b'yachid. Just like Shabbos, I could do b'yachidus. Av shalei b'zman afilu b'yachid. So we see the Rav isn't makbet having a union. Everything well, like Indian Mikra Megillah, that's not what he means. He doesn't come to teach us halach about being tired with a minion. Ella my Shabbos manam nafukim with the Rebbe, because Rebbe we just had an Beis. Right, we just had on the bottom of it that he says that because Shabbos is the Zman, let's push it to Thursday. Rav says if Yudal falls out on Shabbos, what's the Zman for the Eretz Gedolos, for the unwalled cities? Erev Shabbos. Right, the Rebbe says that once it's already pushed off from Shabbos, push it off to Yom Echnisa. Hachmash from the Erev Shabbos Manamu. Rav says no, it's a new Zman, it's Shabbos, and the newsman is Erev Shabbos, and don't just push it back to Thursday. Should we go weiter? Okay, Dr. Mishnah. Ezu he irgadayla. What's this? What's the qualifications for irgadayla? We're talking about first few blot of who lanes what and how everyone lanes, and what is this definition? What's the Arios Gedas that we're talking about? 10 that we'll see what that means in a second. We already know because of the here. We already know that it's talking about a kailo, but it could be that just understand batlan. We just want light days. Who knows? Less than that is considered a kvar, and they can go back early. So by Megillah we said to be b'makdim and when I'm acher, right? We said v'lo it can't be past that Zion, but you go back, you afi bezid gimel. Avazman atzikahanim, but there's man atzikahanim, which is when they bring the wood for the base of Mikdash for Tisha B'av, chagiga. Chagiga is the carbon chagiga for that they bring for Yom Tov, a hakel, and the mitzvah of hakel, which is every 7 years they matzah the sukkahs after Shvius. After Shemitah, they gather the whole klais and they lane and they do hakel. You lane if it ends up on Shabbos, you do it afterwards. Even though this is going back to Megillah, even though we said that you could do the Avi Bezid Gimel, mutar behesped or b'tanis of yonim. Well, they take out matanas because it's not mutter, but that's I don't think makes sense, right? And this is also mechuyev in Tansiyan we said, but you could do it again. We said before on top of it, simcha in the al bezmana. The mitzvah of simcha and the issur to be matzvah and have tainus is only yudal tazvav. When do we have this whole thing of coming in, of going back to Yom HaChnis? Is when they come in. Usually during the week, during the year, they come on Yom HaChnis. When they don't come in for to Yom HaChnis, ein karan isa al bezmana. Then you have to do. They have to do dafka yudalid, and tomorrow Hashem will start the Gemara. Have a beautiful day.
Beautiful. Oh,
it's not tomorrow, Monday.
Thank you, Mo.